Welcome back, dear viewers, and you are still watching Cairo Local Time, and in this segment of our program we will talk about artificial intelligence and how can we use it in media industry. And today we are joined by Dr. Magdy Abu Saud, Assistant Lecturer at the Faculty of Mass Communication. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So first let's talk about the artificial intelligence and define it to our audience.
First of all, now we are being in a digitalized world, and everything now is becoming digitalized around us, starting from online banking, electronic wallets, to having a governmental transaction done electronically. So basically, all of us have to try to get adapted to this digitalized world. Regarding artificial intelligence or AI, artificial intelligence is a technology that helps a machine to imitate or mimic a human behavior. This can be done through two main concepts. The first concept is machine learning, and the second concept is deep learning. Machine learning is simply a concept that's based on simple logic. So I just give a machine an order to do a certain task.
Yes.
A good example for machine learning could be, let's say, smart home. Smart home is, it's like when I give I try to turn on the lights through a voice command, or maybe...
We now have also smart cities, not only smart homes, yes.
Exactly, the same thing. Or I can open up a curtain through a sound command. So it's just a simple orders done by machines.
Yes.
Regarding the second concept, which is deep learning is it's more complex concept. Because it includes neural networks, and it's basically about how to teach a machine. It's about teaching a machine how to learn. It's about teaching a machine how to learn. A good example for this would be robotics or robots. So basically we create a robot to do a lot of tasks for us. So I'm teaching the robot how to learn. I'm teaching the robot how to do a certain task, how to learn to do a certain task. This is about the deep learning concept. There's just this focal point about AI that it's important to know about, is that in order for the machine to do or to produce an efficient result or an efficient output, you need to feed the machine with a large data set, or you need to feed the machine with a large amount of data in order to get the result you want or the efficient output you're looking for. AI technology cannot be applied or cannot be used with small amount of data. That's the whole point of AI.
So if we talk about applying artificial intelligence in mass communication and media industry, can you tell us how can we apply it in this field?
Okay, how can I start? One of the earliest AI applications in media industry was SAM camera. SAM camera is a robotic automated cam that is used to control, that's used to shoot TV programs indoor in studios, and you can control the SAM camera from control unit. Yes. So basically you can replace cameraman with the SAM camera. This was one of the earliest AI applications in media.
When did we start using artificial intelligence in media? Did we start a long time ago or recently?
No, actually, recently maybe in Egypt.
Yes.
But like I think Lebanon was a pioneer in this.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that was let's say mid 2005 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. But Lebanon was a pioneer in this.
Yes.
I think it was the first country in the Arab world to implement AI in media. One of the remarkable AI applications in media industry is in the sports.
The SAM camera.
SAM camera, yes. I just mentioned the SAM camera, but also one of the remarkable AI applications in media is in sports broadcasts. AI can be used to create key highlights of sports events. We can use AI to create personal feeds while watching sports events. Let's say, for example, if you're watching a football match or a car race, we can use a drone, let's say. We can use a drone that follows this particular player or particular racer. And the AI technology starts to, or we can use it, I mean, to mix and cut shots to deliver relevant feeds that provides details of the similar event in the past. Also, it can be used to create links for the same highlights, which make it more interesting. We might also add some, let's say, statistical analysis from archives that would definitely add more value to the content.
So it is essential in media now. It is very important to apply to use artificial intelligence in media. It facilitates many procedures, and you've just said you can now use the SAM-CAM instead of using camera man or or people. So it's very important in media to use artificial intelligence, or it's gonna be the future, right?
Yes, and also AI technology makes our work easier and faster, and maybe perhaps, I mean, more efficient than humans. But the thing is that you need to think about creativity and being artistic, because at the end it's still a machine. You're just giving it an order to do some tasks.
Yes.
One of the, also I want to mention presenting news. Presenting news now, robots can be used to present news based on scripts. Robots can react to breaking news as well. They can. It can present visuals from remote locations as well, and even
is this applied now, or it is just it's going to be the future? Is it applied now? Do we have robots who read news? And
in Asia there was some trials for this, but still it's not spread all over the world. Like it's not, let's say, so many countries don't concur such a technology.
Maybe in the future.
Yes, exactly. But robots can be used to replace news anchor, but definitely we cannot replace TV presenters with robots still, because it lacks emotional intelligence. Still, it's not that up to the level of, because of reactions. TV presenter get to have to react to the guest and to his reactions. So it's still, we need a little bit of time for this to reach that level.
Yes,
it's a bit complicated. And also video games, by the way, AI has been used for in video games for quite some time now, to control something called NPC. NPC stands for non-player character. So basically, AI is used to analyze the player's actions to predict their future moves, and at the same time, it can identify the changes of the player's behavior in a specific scenario. So this means that the non-player character, or the NPC, can get adapted to any player's behavior, which made actually the video games more interesting and more challenging, and so much appealing for young people.
So how can also artificial intelligence applied in teaching mass comm curriculums?
Curricula of mass comm. Well, I'll be talking about maybe broadcasting, since it is my specialty.
Yes.
For instance, there is a broadcast writing course. In broadcast writing course, students get to learn how to use AI-based softwares. For example, there is an AI-based software called QuakeBot. QuakeBot is a software that students can use to create content, or create a tailored content for a specific audience based on their viewing habits, maybe, or their geographic location. Sorry. And also, there's another AI-based software called Lynx Insights. Lynx, that's LYNX. Lynx Insights. links insights students can use to collect data to provide insights about important news stories and big events. What's good about AI content aggregators is that it provides fact-checking as well, which is really important in nowadays journalists' work.
Yes.
Also, there is another software which is really important. It's called Wordsmith. Wordsmith is a natural language generator that helps students to produce articles, columns, and news stories. Also, there is another software I remember. It's called the Juicer. The Juicer is also another software that students can use to collect or gather news data from different sources.
So yes, if we talk about yes, artificial intelligence and the safe usage of digital media, how can this be applied?
How this can be applied? Okay, that is so. It's a very important question, especially nowadays or recently, especially with the title of safe usage of digital media. AI is used as a technology. It's also used in data privacy. There is something called AI bots. AI bots perform what is called a privacy concierge. Privacy concierge as a title or a concept, it means that the AI bots can recognize and can route and service privacy data requests faster and cheaper than humans. Basically what I'm trying to say is that AI bots provides customer service while at the same time keeping the data of the consumer data secured and protected.
Okay.
And also there is another point about which is really important. AI is very useful in handling sensitive data. A good example for this would be Facebook. We all know that Facebook holds our personal data, but in the terms and conditions, we all know that it is used for marketing purposes. So it's very important for the user to read the terms and the conditions of any mobile applications before clicking on I agree. What I'm trying to say is that Facebook keeps our personal data, but to make this example much clearer, healthcare records, we collect data about patients, right, using AI.
Yes.
The thing is that some of this data is sensitive. It might be considered confidential.
Yes.
Before AI, such sensitive data or confidential data was in the open, or could be in the open. It could be leaked or bribed.
Yes.
But after the use of AI and after using AI in collecting patients' data, AI can handle so much amount of data secured and protected with no possibility of leakage or bribing information.
Yes. Also, what are the latest trends in artificial media now?
Latest trends. Well, I think especially in higher education, what we are trying to do now is to immense XR technology. XR technology is it's a mix or a mixture between virtual reality and augmented reality. So we're trying to get the students to use softwares that can produce such a content using virtual reality or augmented reality, or a mix of both. So that's a pure...
So do you believe that now people are relying more on digital media other than traditional ways like newspapers as before? Now people count on digital media, on Facebook, on they don't count on old ways of knowing the news, like as I just mentioned, the newspapers. So what do you think of this?
Well, it's, the thing is, this social media is very attractive, and there's no comparison between both. The traditional media and the digital media. Yes. It's very hard, and I cannot say that there is a competition. I cannot say that because they are totally different. TV and newspapers are totally different from the social media.
But sometimes social media is misleading.
Yes.
So people have to be aware when they are knowing the news from social media. And
exactly.
Right?
What I'm trying to say is that the audience or the users or social media users or digital media users have to be aware of the measures and the standards of using this type of technology, or because they are dealing, at the end of the day, they are dealing with data. Data now is becoming the most important thing in the world nowadays.
Yes.
Yes, it's all about data. So this data could be sensitive, this data could be inappropriate, this data could be your data, your own data, so you need to protect your data. Using the social media as a source of news
sometimes is misleading.
It's misleading, but I need me as an audience or a user or anyone should make sure that he is choosing the credible,
source.
exactly, the trustworthy, the credible source to get the news or whatever the information he needs or she needs from. Not just sharing any kind of information through social media. The user, what we are talking about now, it's called digital literacy. Digital literacy. People should be able to know how to use the technology, how to use the internet, how to use social media for good. Yes, exactly.
So finally, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Magdy Abul Saud, Assistant Lecturer, Faculty of Mass Communication. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
And by that, dear viewers, we come to the end of today's edition of Cairo Local Time. I'm Sheen Adel. Thank you for watching.